Chapter 11 Wolfricks Part 4 Rimiru and Milim began to exchange sword strike at speed faster than the speed of sound. Their strike was so powerful. Whatever their sword met in a clash with whatever their sword met in a clash, it would generate a huge sonic boom that will push everything around the area away. The other demon lords were still in their seat because of the barrier that guy created to prevent Rimiru and Milim's attack from reaching them. As for Shinon and Clayman's fight, Ciel explained that Clayman might plan to escape when he truly sees how strong Rimuru is. Because of this, Ciel created a separate barrier inside the barrier that Guy made. This barrier is meant to prevent any form of attacks from getting through it. This is to prevent the attacks generated from Rimuru and Milim from reaching Shinon and Ranga, who are about to engage Clayman. It also prevents anyone inside the barrier from leaving through any means. This means that Clayman and Shinon are stuck with each other. Clayman saw the new barriers surrounding him and his opponents and clicked his tongue. The barrier that Guy made has spatial properties which makes the inside expand without affecting the outside of the barrier. From anyone watching the battle, the inside of the barrier will be as big as the field when it is actually the center of the Wolfricks. The barrier is This is because of the spatial powers that Guy's barrier possesses. And Rimuru's barrier simply formed a giant cube around Shinon, Clayman, and Ranga inside Guy's barrier. Ha 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 ha! Do you truly think that you stand a chance against me now with my current power? Clayman asked cockily to Shinon Ranga. Shinon simply drew her Gaio Kamaru from her back and looked at Clayman coldly. Shut your mouth, you worm. You're an ant compared to me, much less my lord. You will regret picking a fight with my master today, and for atonement your head will suffice. I will make you pay for insulting my master, Ranga said with rage. Clayman looked at the two before him and tried to sense their mana, but for some reason could not. It is like something is blocking them from sensing them. This is due to CL concealing their mana from any outside interfering that may want to appraise them. Clayman released his full aura, which began to generate a huge shockwave from his body. From the level of aura being generated shows just how much stronger Clayman has become as an awakened demon lord. The other demon lords watching the fight from outside could not believe just how much stronger Clayman is. Some of them were a little frightened from the amount of power. No way is this normal. I know that is an awakened demon lord, but his power should not be this big. This is getting scary in here now and there. I sure am glad I am not the one fighting Clayman, Dino thought to himself. The real Luminous Valentine was looking at Clayman with a shocked look. This power is unreal. How did Clayman get this strong? His power is now equal to my own. If it was me fighting him, I don't know if I could win, even if I went all out. She turned to the fight, Rimuru and Milim, and those two are another dimension. Try as I might, I can't follow them at all. With the level of mana they are releasing from their body, I will die if I try to get closer to them. So this is the power of a true dragon. Frey, still very frightened, after seeing Clayman's aura. Frick you, Clayman, are you were this powerful the whole time? What will I do now? Clayman is obviously stronger than those monsters whom they are about to engage. Rimuru can beat him, but he is still fighting Milim at the moment. She must have forgotten the plan all because she wants to fight Rimiru. I can only hope that things work out for those monsters. The other demon lords were calmly watching the fight happening before them. Velzard could care less about the fight of Clayman. She was focusing her attention on the fight of Rimiru and Milim. That is expected because no other fight is worth her attention except for the fight of the two dragonoids. Back to Clayman, he raised his hand and a small black portal opened and appeared above him. To my aid, my minions. From the black hole, a red fox came, and a more puppet. They each moved Clayman's to Clayman's side and stood there. Clayman looked at the fox. Keep that wolf busy while I deal with the ogre here. The fox grew in size and was the size of Ranga before she began running at him. Shinon looked at Ranga. Ranga, you handle the fox while I beat Clayman and the puppet. Ranga nodded and rushed to the approaching fox before pushing the fox out Shinon's way by head-butting it to the other side of the barrier. Shinon then looked at Clayman and rushed to him to meet him with her sword raised. The puppet of Clayman came in to came in front of Clayman to intercept Shinon's strike with its own sword. Clayman was confident that his puppet can stop the approaching ogre's weapon with its weapon that he personally built for it, which is why he was so shocked when Shinon cut through the puppet with her sword like butter. He was still looking at the unbelievable thing that happened within, with a look of confusion. The puppet was as strong as himself before he awakened, and he knew this because he was the one who made it. So for this ogre to cut it like this meant she was no ordinary ogre. Shinon, seeing her chance, used her newfound speed, which is comparable to sound, and rushed at Clayman. With her sword in her hand, ready to cut Clayman. Clayman was still distracted with her, with how easily his puppet was destroyed. I didn't see Shinon move. By the time he noticed, Shinon had already smashed her sword into his stomach, leaving a huge gash as he was sent flying to the wall of the barrier that Rimiru created. He smashed his back at the barrier and slid down to the ground, with his new wound pouring out blood. He saw his blood and looked with a look of shock and looked at Shinon, who was standing in front of him while glaring at him. Clayman didn't understand what was happening. He should be more powerful than this ogre by miles, yet here he was on the ground with a heavy wound on his tongue, with the ogre standing without any scratch on her. To make matters worse, his wound will not close no matter how much he tried to focus to close it. His regeneration was not working at all, and his powers were drained. And his powers looks to be drained from him. What did you do to me? How am I not healing from the wound? Tell me what you did, Clayman shouted at Shinon. Shinon looked at him with disgust. You call yourself a demon lord. What a disgrace for a demon lord. Allow me to put you out of your misery. The reason why Shinon's attack was not healing is because of her unique skill Cook, which has the power to change anything that Shinon cut to the desired outcome that she wants. With her new mana reserve, which is comparable to that of Awakened Demon Lord, she evolved into an Oni with a massive mana reserve. Clayman may have more mana than Shinon, but with Shinon's battle instinct and unique skill, the difference was staggering. Shinon's blade has the power to cut the spiritual life form, which is why she was able to cut down the puppet without it healing back or regenerating back. Shinon is the worst enemy for opponent worst opponent for someone like Clayman. Clayman stood up and glared at Shion with a rage. I will make you regret saying that to me. Shion smiled. Good. This would have been boring if you went down with only one strike. I will want to beat you up some more for what you did. Meanwhile, Milim and Rimiru were still clashing with each other. Rimiru slashed his sword at her, but she dodged it, and slashed at his stomach, which he jumped out of the way. Rimiru landed further away from Milim and looked at her. See how things are looking. It would appear that her mana reserve is slowly rising with each swing she performed. Man, I knew that Milim was strong, but this is just ridiculous. Just she's matching me blow for blow. Wait, how much mana am I using right now? Master is using about 10% of Master's full power. I still got a lot of reserve left. I better get a little serious with her, or this will never end. Milim rushed at Reamer with her sword ready to cut him, but Reamer blocked it with his own sword. This time, something was different. Reamer not only blocked Milim's sword, he also pushed her away with enough force that it cracked her armor. Milim was sent flying back from the force that Rimuru used in his sword to push her back. She landed with her back on the ground with a heavy thud that she left so many cracks on the floor. She was still in a daze from what just happened now. What was that? It's like his power doubled out of nowhere. Milim looked at her armor and saw the cracks on it. To think that he would damage my world-class armor like this is really outstanding. He surely has become stronger. Milim slowly stood up and looked at Rimuru and saw him looking at her with concern and worry. She blushed and averted her gaze to the floor. Okay, he is beautiful. I admit it, but I can't get distracted by his looks. I need to calm my heart a bit. Milim started breathing in and out in order to calm her heart. She looked at Rimuru with a worried look on his face and with resolve. She began to generate a huge amount of mana while preparing for her next attack. Rimuru was worried that he might have accidentally hurt his beloved, when all of a sudden she began to generate a massive amount of mana to an attack. Rimuru was surprised at the level of mana that she was pouring into her attack of hers. To the attack of this attack of hers. Master, it seems that she's planning to use the same attack she used against Charybdis. Yeah, I kind of figured that part out myself. The mana she's releasing is greater than when she would use that attack on Charybdis. Master needs to deploy Beelzebub to eat that attack. Activate Beelzebub, yes or no? Hold on a minute, Cielo. There is something I want to check. Please, just trust me on this. Cielo didn't know what to say for her beloved master. To beg to beg her for something must mean that he is planning to do something reckless. She wants to help him. She wants to help, but she cannot disobey her master's wish, especially when he begged her. As you wish, master. I'll leave everything to you and focus on analyzing. Thank you, Seal. You are really the best. Rimuru thought before focusing on Milim, who was almost done with her attack. He readied himself and waited for the attack. Milim kept charging the attack while Rimuru waited to receive it head on. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe today to become one of my domestic listeners. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.